Applying conditional formatting. In the last tutorial when we were talking about conditional formatting, I introduced you to this particular worksheet that has been set up so a teacher can track his advanced earth science students. And he wants to set up conditional formatting to alert him when some students are falling in performance. So for example, he wants to set up two different conditions. He wants to have it appear in red when a student's grade falls to 60 or below to indicate that the student is failing, and another condition to show when a student is between 60 and 75, which may indicate that the student may need to pick up a little bit in order to get a decent grade in the course. First, we need to select the range, and here we've selected this particular data range by selecting the first cell and then pressing and holding the Shift key while we use the arrows to select the additional material. Now we're going to open the Format menu and select Conditional Formatting, which will open the Conditional Formatting window. Under Condition 1, we're going to set cell value is, and the first one we're going to set up is between 61 and 75. So we don't need to click the drop-down arrow box to set the conditions, but if we did, we could see the various options we have to work with here. We're going to choose between 61, we're going to type that in. We could also go back and reference the chart itself, but we know what the values are that we want to search with. We're going to set up a format to set those particular cells in a very pale blue when they're a grade between 61 and 75. We're not going to change the font or the border, but we will set that. Now we want to add a second condition, which looks for those at a grade of 60 or below and puts a slightly more urgent color to it. So we're going to click Add, and this opens up a second condition window. Now we're going to choose cell value is. Now we're going to click down and choose less than or equal to, and we're going to set a value of 60. We're going to click Format, we're going to click Patterns, and we're going to give the ones that are actually having some real problems with their grades maybe a very pale salmon. Click OK. Now we're going to click OK here. And now look back at the data. For the grades that are between 61 and 75, we have a pale blue. For the grades that are 60 and below, which indicate failing grades, we've put it in a peach or salmon color, and it really punctuates the actual kind of grades here and makes it become far easier to see. Obviously here we're dealing with a fairly short list, but often conditional formatting is applied when you've got a large batch of numbers that you've got to work with and you really need a way to actually get in and look at the data. Our eyes get tired when we look at a big mass of data, and it's just very difficult to differentiate it. So conditional formatting is a tool to help you do just that.